The painting is incredibly significant because it's really just been rediscovered only recently. Through the valuations that we do here, a specialist had discovered it within a family collection that it had been with for quite a few generations now. And so we were able to trace back the history of the painting from 1911 to when Arthur Streeton himself paints this painting, Valley of Sir Richard Arkwright, to it being exhibited in 1914 at the Victorian Artists Society Gallery, to it then being included in his own catalogue raisonné about a decade or so after that. And we see the collector named in that as Dr. J.H. Kelly. And it then stays in the Kelly family for 105 years. Streeton had decided to leave Australia and go to England, as a lot of artists do, and tried to pursue, further artistic development over there. He had had a particularly difficult time when he first went over and had left a career that he had in Australia and was essentially anonymous when he arrived in England. So those first few years were really difficult for him. So by 1911, Arthur had established himself in England and had connected himself to a lot of the wealthy patrons of England, which allowed him really to travel and move around the countryside and paint his new landscape. So that's where we can see in this painting, he's travelled to the East Midlands to an area called Cromford to paint what's known as Arkwright's Valley. And this is the Valley of Sir Richard Arkwright, as the painting is titled. And so Sir Richard Arkwright was an inventor and he was an entrepreneur who was living in the time of the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century. And he was responsible for constructing the world's first water-powered mill, which was known as Cromford. So Streeton painted 3 artworks of this particular landscape. And the first we see in the permanent collection of the National Gallery of Victoria, and this is the largest work of the 3. And the second was produced as a smaller impression, as a lithograph, that is in the collection of the Art Gallery of New South Wales. And the third painting has found its way to Leonard and is the only painting of the 3 to ever come to market.